Does it again. Does it again. I mean, what do you want to say? I mean, what do you really want to say? Here it is again. Big shout out to Sylvia Witt Kelly. First person in the live chat on the podium. First on live chat, Sylvia Witt Kelly. On deck, sir. Ready for action, she says. Zitro, I'll let you get in this time. You're not fam, but you are a loyal subscriber. Second on the podium, and YRE Supreme. Big shout out to you. Much appreciation for you joining, bro. Miss you. Haven't seen you around, so I know life's been busy for you as it is and has been for us as well. Let's talk about this. Lewis Hamilton, again, not managing, just clearly abundantly better than most people, including Max Verstappen. Most marketable athlete in motorsports. All right. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is across all motorsports, and he is 11th as far as athletes in the world. And that says a lot. Okay. 11th in the world. Coming in second is Max Verstappen. Now, I want you to pay attention to these numbers, okay? I want you to pay attention to these numbers because we're going to talk about this because there are some things behind this that people need to understand. Max Verstappen is 31st. I mean, he's 2 digits away from his old number. He might as well go back to that number. Now, I don't know how long he's going to keep number one on that car. It's not going to be beyond this season. This season probably is likely the last time he's going to keep number one on that car. If he keeps number one going on that car until 2025, probably that be his last season officially because I don't think Red Bull or Max Verstappen is winning the championship in 2025 unless something astronomically stupid happens before the end of the season and we just see the superiority of car dominance come back. Because there's something to be said about all the people that, it's something to be said right now. And I want people to clearly understand this because you put your foot in your mouth. There were many people around here. Big shout out to Mimi. Big shout out to Oscar. Big shout out to Galactus. Big shout out to Maria Duncan. Big shout out. There were many people around here that said that Max Verstappen is a better driver than Lewis Hamilton. There are a lot of people around here that said that Max Verstappen is a GOAT. There are a lot of people that said Max Verstappen, one person in particular, and a lot of people echoed it, that Max Verstappen could take a Haas or an AlphaTauri at that time to pole position. People, we've seen Max Verstappen this season not manage to take an RB20 to pole position several times. We've seen Max Verstappen this season not win a race in an RB20 several times, including this past weekend. So what I'm saying is, when do you eventually say to yourself, okay, I might have overspoke. Mechanic Mercedes said, surprise Seb not on the list. I'm not surprised Seb's not on the list because I think this list also does include actual statistics of marketing, sales, and or advertisements currently going. And I don't think Seb right now is currently running big on advertisements nor on sales. So I don't think this list, I could be wrong, but I don't think this list is just composed of who would be more marketable more than it is who has been more marketable in sales, dollars, and revenue. So I think that's why Seb's not on here. But if we were just saying as far as likeness and character, marketability, for sure, Seb would be clearly under Lewis Hamilton, and that would kick Max Verstappen pretty much to not on the list. Let's just keep it real. If this list was solely just going to be who is marketable off likeness and character, Max Verstappen doesn't make the list at all. At all. Now, mind you, I will say this, mind you, Lewis Hamilton is 11th in the world. Max Verstappen is 31st. That means there are several people between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen that's not even in the sport, okay? And this is what people have to get into their head. I want you to think about this. because you need to be careful when you speak. Because a lot of people talk to it like, oh, you don't know what you just start watching Formula One. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you a Lulu fan, all this other stuff. Man, listen, do you not realize all the shit you said just came to be a lie? You said Max Verstappen would have done better in a W13 and 14 than Lewis Hamilton. He's failing in an RB20 in perspective. The most dominant car, rivaling McLaren, and Max Verstappen is not winning races. And nor is he winning most marketable. This is something else I want to hint on. Okay? Because I want to let you all know this right now. It takes more than winning to be a GOAT. It takes more than winning to be considered a world-renowned GOAT. Okay? When you have asterisks on your resume for championships that you have been awarded, one completely gifted, you likely are running low in a candidate for being a GOAT. When you have won your next championship and a car that has been proven through financial documents to have outspun more than your competitors by breaching the cost cap, you likely are running low in the debate for being the GOAT. When we come into another Formula One season where cars are actually catching up to the performance of Red Bull and you get busted, well, hold on, not busted because they don't ever want to bust Red Bull. When you get found out once they initiate a regulation that clearly runs correlation to you failing more in the season by asymmetrical braking, you run low in the debate for a GOAT. When we come out of a race weekend where the FIA have initiated another check and balance because they feel that a team has been actually making changes to their car or could make changes to their ride height via between parc fermé in the race, you likely are running low in the GOAT debate because it is clearly going to be a debate. Did you actually win those championships in fair character? Mechanic Mercedes says Ollie Berman on there and not Alonso. Come on, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you though, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't find that far-fetched. Okay, let's just take some of these things in consideration. Okay, let's just think about this because this is a good conversation, Mechanic Mercedes. Let's just think about this. Alonso, always cloud chasing. Several negative things to be said about the only black driver that is a GOAT, an active legend, and tied for the most championships in Formula One. Plenty. Let's not forget Alonso, Spaniard, home of the crowd who decided to be blackface. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget the criticism that kind of went a little bit close to homophobic kind of tone comments from Alonso. Let's not forget about this. You would have to ask yourself, what is very marketable about Alonso outside of his mentioning Lewis Hamilton and saying negative things to get consideration in tabloids or news or forums? What's Alonso doing? Let me ask you that. Where are Alonso's charities, donations, volunteer work, working with kids, working with diversity communities? Where is that? I'm just asking. So we got to think about this. Ollie Berman, off of being new and fresh and possibly going to be included into new era of drivers that are going to be coming up to run Formula One. Yeah, he's probably going to be hot right now. Hotter than Alonso. True, Alonso 8 podiums when Lance Stroll couldn't do it. True, Alonso really carrying the word over there at Aston Martin. But let's just be real. Alonso's a 2-time champion. And he's caught in a scandal. In a known scandal where people got banned for Formula One and currently let back. So, yeah, I'm not really surprised that Alonso's not on here. I'm really not surprised. Sylvia Wade Keller says, ex-Red Bull mechanic snitched about the ride height. Now Zach Brown wants all Red Bull mechanics to sign official documents to say they never changed ride. Yes, Zach Brown wants Red Bull mechanics administration, bosses, anybody there to sign affidavits that the ride height was never adjusted during when Parc Ferme our competition. That's a pretty big, how can I say it on here without, that's a pretty big check card. I'll say check card. I was going to say the other word, check card to be pulled. Yeah, bro, mechanic, he's a two-time world champion and popular amongst Spaniards. That is not the world, though, bro. That's not the world. These are most marketable and popular around the world. Let's not also forget Ollie Berman is connected to Ferrari. Come on, man. Let's not forget that. Yeah, Spaniards, but that's not the world. That's not. And I'm pretty sure some of that crowd is divided with Lewis Hamilton and Carlos. So, yeah, I'm not surprised in that at all, bro. I'm not surprised he's not on there. He's a two-time champion, but let's not forget he's caught in a known scandal. One of the biggest scandals in Formula One history he's involved in being a benefactor of. So I'm not surprised in that at all. I'm not surprised. So let's get back to Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. And if y'all bring something else up, y'all let me know. I'll check the super chat. But yeah, Max Verstappen that's kind of an indictment. For you to right now currently being, statistically speaking, a three-time world champion and you not be more marketable than a person who not too long ago went several seasons without winning a race since 2021, what have you not been doing? What have you not been doing? Matter of fact, better question is, what have you been unable to do? Mechanic Mercedes says, is this list based on opinion or stats? Schumacher. Bro, Schumacher who? Schumacher who? I'm not being disrespectful, but Schumacher who, bro? Michael Schumacher? Yo, Derwin and Mechanic, who? Okay, let me ask you this, brother. Let me ask you both a question. When's the last time you purchased anything that had to do with Michael Schumacher? Question. When is the last time either of you purchased anything that had to do with Michael Schumacher? In the last 2 years. Yes, Schumacher, legendary name. Yes, Schumacher, one of the other drivers, one of the only two drivers tied for the most championships in Formula One, will be forever known. But right now, you're not buying anything that has something to do with Schumacher. You're not buying merch. You didn't buy a hat. I'm pretty sure you didn't buy a die-cast car in the last 2 years. I'm pretty sure you didn't buy a Schumacher shirt, a Schumacher poster, a Schumacher trading card. I'm pretty sure you didn't buy a ticket to Formula One, whether it was free practice, sprint, or the race to see Schumacher. So no, he's off the radar. Matter of fact, Maria just said what I said. He's off the radar, bro. We even wondering if Schumacher is really even still alive. No disrespect. The list is not biased, Mechanic Mercedes. It's based on marketability. And I just asked you, bro, when is the last time you brought anything that had something to do with Schumacher? Just tell me that. Just answer that question for me. Mechanic Mercedes, you know you my brother. When's the last time you spent money on something that was related to Schumacher? And I bet you it's not this year, last year, or the year before that. Paul says, what's up, fam? Happy Wednesday, Smash. Yo, big shout out. Big shout out. Happy birthday, Uno. Big shout out to you, brother. Derwin Hill, what did you buy that has something to do with Schumacher? And I'm going to show you something. Poll in the chat. Poll in the chat. We're gonna dead this right now. I'm gonna show you something just in a small microcosm. Just in a small place right now, I'm finna show you something. All right, Jordan retired, LeBron playing, Jordan marketable. Jordan, bro, okay, check this out. Jordan Marketable. Now, you want to take it outside of Formula One. Okay, I'm just saying, you want to take it outside of Formula One. I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do this. Jordan, are Jordan shoes still out? Is Jordan shoes still not one of the highest selling shoes? Selling shoes, which means it's generating revenue. Okay, Jordan shoe is still generating revenue. Is that not true? Did we just not see a docuseries that ran wild? I didn't watch it because I wasn't interested in it. The Last Dance, which kicked up more of him being known. Do we not know that Jordan also, till recently, was owner of an NBA basketball team? Did we also not see Jordan also being compared to Brady, Lewis Hamilton, LeBron? Bro, there's several variables there that would make sense for Jordan to be marketable. But although this list does not include ball players, this is just motorsports. So when it comes to Schumacher, what commercial have you seen on a regular basis that's going to generate revenue for Schumacher? When it comes to Schumacher, what shirt, shoes, or racing suit have you purchased that has something to do with Schumacher? Bro, y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop with this, man. Y'all got to stop. Alonso, Schumacher, Mansell not on there. Bro, y'all got to stop, bro. Come on. You just now talking about Mansell. You ain't talking about Mansell unless we talking about historical facts in races. You're not talking about Alonso unless we talking about him saying something negative to the media about Lewis Hamilton, or he does something in a race. Y'all know damn well Alonso, Schumacher, or Mansell are not even more marketable than Max Verstappen right now. Y'all damn well know none of them are more marketable than Charles Leclerc, who has a music catalog, who just got done flying in a fighter jet and has just bought a Ferrari that's custom made. Y'all got to be for real right now. The list is not biased. I think y'all are being a little bit irrational. I think y'all being a little bit irrational because you still didn't answer my question. 79% said no just here. 79% said no just here. And if so, I need you to send me the receipt of what you bought that was Schumacher related with the credit card number blotched out and your name on there. Come on, this is what I'm saying, bro. Y'all, I tell you what, I will give you this. See, that's not what this list is about, though. We're not going to change. We're not going to sit up here and change the question to fit the argument. We didn't say who's the most famous. It says who's the most marketable, who is making and generating the most revenue. That's going to be Lewis Hamilton. Next, supposedly, is Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, and even Oscar Piastri. Sainz is on here as a Spaniard, so I want you to think about that. Sainz is on here. We're not going, big shout out and happy birthday to Uno. Big shout out, bro. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Uno. Happy birthday, twin, to you. Hey, you know, that's the best I sang. But yeah, come on, y'all bring me something that's a little bit better than that, man. Y'all bring me something that's a little bit better than that. All right. So I want to say this. It is an indictment that Max Verstappen can't even topple. He's a gaps away. Everybody's gaps away. But Max Verstappen right now is the reigning champion. So I want you to answer me this. Answer me this, because this is also funny. Answer me this. Here we go. I got you, mechanic. I got you. You said, I don't disagree with Lewis, but Alonso and Schumacher not on there. This is biased. Bro, Alonso and Schumacher clearly can't be generating more money than Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen currently in this season of Formula One. This is 2024. All right, we're not talking about the past. We can see if I do some research on it, bro. But I'm going to show you all this. Max Verstappen currently right now, the 3-time reigning champion, about to see if he's going to equal Sebastian Vettel's Red Bull record of most championships won. And then he needs to exceed that. He's got 12.7 million followers, following 698 people, 1991 posts, okay? Now, let's look at this. Lewis Hamilton has 3 times the followers of Max Verstappen and following 5. This tells you Max Verstappen is not well received by the general worldwide public, and for several real good reasons. Because he's not a good guy. He's not a good guy. That is absolutely crazy. What, again, are you doing where you are currently the 3-time reigning champion, somebody who hasn't run a race since a championship since 2020, is more marketable, is more likable, is more financially savvy, and more involved in communities than you are as a 3-time reigning champion who is supposed to represent the sport of Formula One. You obviously are not that guy. He's not that guy. Jefferson says also find greener grass and it dries as he arrives. Oh my gosh, that is a good one. Alonso finds greener grass and it dries as he arrives. Bro, that is funny. That is funny. Then it says, Sylvia Wick says, Perez merchandise sells more than Max says it all. Hey, and this is another thing I'm going to get to. Wiry Supreme says, I'm surprised Sergio Perez is not on the list. He's got a lot of sponsorship. He does have a lot of sponsorship. But also, I don't think it just stops at sponsorship. We're talking about AdSense. We're talking about ad dollars. We're talking about sponsorship. We're talking about apparel. We're talking about merchandise. We're talking about collectibles. Think about it. Collectible items. We saw a Lewis Hamilton card go for $1 million. Do y'all not realize that? Do y'all realize that? A card where a man is still participating in a sport like this, one of these, not one of this specifically, but the same product, Lewis Hamilton, I think it was a Topps Chrome 2021 or 2020, went for $1 million. Max Verstappen, they ain't doing that. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is why he is who and where he is. And this is why you have to have more in your tool bag, in your utility belt, than just winning races and being a falsified, indicted champion. Max Verstappen's debate for trying to be a GOAT is going to be rough. He'll have to win 8 titles for people to really look at him as the GOAT, because 4 of those titles are going to be heavily debated with all the circumstances and things that surround him. Mechanic Mercedes says, Busta Manny generate more than Shu and Alonso. That's a joke, and why I say this list is biased. I got you. I got you on Bianca. I feel you on Bianca. I feel you on Bianca. I feel you on Bianchi, but but think about that. Think about what you're saying. Bianca generate more than Schumacher and Alonso. She's 64. So where do you think Schumacher and Alonso will be on their own? Think about that, bro. She generates more than them, and she's 64. That's what I'm saying. You got to put it in perspective. And who's going to be mad about Lando Norris being up there? Lando Norris is part of leading the new generation of drivers in Formula One that's coming in. Let's just keep it a buck. Lewis Hamilton's on the backside of his career, although still great. Max Verstappen's entering his prime mid-type season or mid-type career, and it's very possible he won't win another championship after this year. He'll likely be done at 4-3. It's hard to get to 7 people. It is. It's hard. That's why it's only 2 people up there. It's hard to get to 7. Oscar Piastri, he bust on the scene as a rookie, performed. Think about all the media that went around him with Alpine and McLaren to bring all that attention. And then what happened? See, some of y'all aren't thinking about the situations of the conditions in which these drivers came to be. There was a big debacle about Alpine putting news out there, even if Oscar Piastri wasn't on anybody's radar. Alpine put it out on social media that he was signed. Oscar said, no, repo, I'm not signed to you. Boom, attention. Now there's this big blow up. And then what did you have? You had a lot of people counting Oscar Piastri and discounting his ability. Toto, a lot of team principals saying he's not worth it. He hasn't even raced in Formula One. What's he going to do? He hasn't even done nothing. Now that brings about questions. That brings about the underdog story. And then what happened? He came into McLaren and he raced his ass off. And people were like, damn, it was worth the fuss. Then he comes in the next season, wins races, wins a sprint, and then he starts rivaling, making people wonder, damn, is he going to be better than Lando? Those are things that happen to bring these younger drivers up in their marketability. They're in a social media era, okay? They've already been accustomed to it, and they have that coming behind them. So it's not surprising to see this surge in which you can see these numbers where they're on this list, and maybe some of the drivers you feel should be aren't on this list. Just keeping it for real. Just keeping it for real. I'm glad to see Bianca up there. Facts. I'm glad. I would be kind of questioning if there was no woman up there. I think that would be an indictment because I've seen them several times. I know their faces, their social media pages. There is for sure a market for that. And I'm glad they're up there. Now let's look at Russell. Coincidentally, he's at the same number as his car, 63. I don't know if that's on purpose and he decided, hey, cut the funds there so I don't go over. I want my marketability number to match my car number. But I am going to say this. This list should also tell you all something. And you know what it tells me? It tells me that Mercedes is going to be losing a lot of revenue dollars when Lewis Hamilton walks out that door and goes to Ferrari, if they haven't started losing it already. That's what that tells me. You're telling me the 11th most marketable athlete in the world, 11th of all athletes, 11th in the world, the number one in motorsports, he's walking out of your door. What do you think is going to happen to their revenue dollars? What do you think is going to happen to their merchandising sales? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen right here. About 20 million of those people that follow Lewis Hamilton are not going to be buying Mercedes merch. That's what's going to happen. Even if it was $1 per every season, that's $20 million. But we all know this. What do we all know? The average Formula One shirt, the average Formula One product costs at least anywhere from $30 to $40. You take 20 million people that just buy one item for $30, you're talking about $600 million. Damn near going toward $1 billion. And that's just 20 million on his social media. Buying one product just one time a season, matching that several times over. Several times over. There's a lot of money walking out the door from Mercedes. And they gonna feel it and they gonna see it. Because we ain't just talking about production car sales. We talking about Lewis Hamilton helmets. I bet you we gonna see an influx of Lewis Hamilton Mercedes shirts, helmets, hats, discounts, prime days, prime deals. They going to be trying to push that Lewis Hamilton merchandise that they might have their rights to right now with Mercedes logos on it. I don't know how the Lewis Hamilton's contract might be structured, but they going to be trying to sell the crap out of that stuff. They're about to lose a lot of money. A lot of money's leaving with Lewis Hamilton and going to Ferrari. That's what that should tell you. Happy birthday to our General Uno. Yes, sir, Mechanic Mercedes. Happy birthday to Uno for sure. For sure, brother. For sure. So George Russell, them are some big shoes to fill, bro. And I don't think you got the feet to fill them at all. At all. I think what's going to be really funny, I'm willing to think that Antonelli, course, depending on how he does this weekend, depending on how he comes into Formula One, might outsell George Russell in marketability in 2025. I think that's on the board. I think it is on the board. So, yes. And Oscar Piastri being 46 from 37 on Lando, it's a bit back there, but it is. Mechanic Mercedes says, I'm buying Alonso merch to help him on the come up. Oh, my God, bro. I know you're not. I know it better be some socks. I know you talking about where you must go and buy some Alonso socks or some boxers where you can wear it and not really it being seen. That must be what you going to do. Because I don't think you're going to be running around here with an Alonso shirt showing up like I support Alonso. No, bro, I know you ain't gonna. Your screen name say mechanic Mercedes Ferrari. It do not say Aston Martin. I don't think you gonna do that. Sylvia Witt Kelly says, I pay 65 to 70 just for one t-shirt. Thank you, Sylvia Witt Kelly. I appreciate that number. So let's take that number and plug it in. So we'll take the low end, 65. That's $1.3 billion. That's $1.3 billion. If one of Lewis Hamilton's many fans of 20 million, not even the 37 million that's follow him, buy one shirt in one season, that is $1.3 billion. People, that's why he's at the top. This is why you don't see Schumacher. Even Max Verstappen probably sells more hats than Alonso or Schumacher are selling currently in anything they have out there for sale. We got to do this right now. Okay, people. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. We're going to just try to find something. We're going to try to find something. All right. I just want to show you this, okay? Because this is what's up. This is what's up. Because we got to go ahead and we got to put some numbers to this, because I see some people they ain't going to let it go. We got to put some numbers to this real quick, because we got to stop this. We're going to put some numbers to this. Okay. First of all, we are looking at, people. All right, listen, first of all, let's just look at this. Okay, I'm going to bring this up on the screen real quick. We are talking about, because we gotta do something about this, because this is getting out of hand. We definitely gonna do this. All right, hold on. I'm finna bring it on screen right now. Finna bring this on screen right now. Because this is where we gonna start looking, and we gotta just say, okay, yeah, maybe I was wrong. We gonna look at just this alone. Just this alone. And then maybe y'all will be like, damn, I didn't know it was like that. Okay, because you need to know it's like that. Schumacher, right then and there. Schumacher, 1 year, average salary, $10 million. $10 million. In 2012. In 2011, $11 million. In 2010, $10 million. Right there, you have 10, 20, you got $30 million. Do anybody want to tell me what Lewis Hamilton's contract is just this year? Anybody want to tell me that? Anybody want to tell me that? Because it's way more than $30 million. Schumacher's contract over the period of 3 seasons doesn't tally Lewis Hamilton's contract in 1 season. Think about that. Schumacher revenue is that. It's not that, bro. Come on. You're looking at $30 million over the course of 3 seasons. I don't want to hear anything about what they was paying in and what they're paying now. The point is, that's the money generated, and this is the money this man's making in 1 season of Formula One. This is why I'm telling you, when we talk about money, we talk about merchandise. This is why. Let's see if we can find merchandise. And I'm just looking up some things real quick to see if we can even get a reference. Get a reference of stuff just to find out revenue sales on maybe even merchandise. I'm doing this just so we can try to put some perspective on this, man, because it's no way we should be talking about what Schumacher is doing in regards to Lewis Hamilton on this list. It says, so roughly we talking about one of his watches. Well, that was that don't really count. That's just one item that finally somebody bought for 4 million, a watch. But that's a watch, one watch sale. You can't even really find his numbers like that. You can't even find Schumacher's numbers like that, bro. It's not that he's not generating that revenue anymore. He's not. It says at his peak of his career, he made 80 to 100 million. So I'm just saying we just gotta, come on, man. We gotta kind of just put it in perspective. Alonso definitely is not messing with them. Let me see. Jefferson says Ferrari stock has been going up since. That's true. Mechanic Mercedes says, bro, add inflation. No, bro. Listen, bro. The money you make is the money you make. Okay, we're not doing all the funny money, math stuff. We're not doing none of that, because no matter what it is, no matter how you want to cut it, even if you go back to Lewis Hamilton's contract, then, bro, it's not going to add up. It's not going to add up, bro. It don't matter. You can add, if we do inflation, you can add inflation on anything. You can add inflation on it. So you're going to add inflation on Lewis Hamilton's products and his contracts, you still going to be coming up short with Schumacher, bro. You still going to come up short. It don't matter how you try to cut it. Schumacher, Alonso, nowhere near as marketable as Lewis Hamilton. Schumacher, Alonso, right now with Max Verstappen, the Orange Army, even as much as I don't like Max Verstappen's character, nowhere near as marketable as Max Verstappen. Schumacher, Alonso, even Charles Leclerc with no championships and as questionable as his race craft is sometimes in race and quali, still nowhere near as marketable as Charles Leclerc is Alonso and Schumacher right now. It's just what it is. These guys are involved in way more. They have way more access. They're way more friendly, except for Max Verstappen. He's not, but he does have like a cult following as far as Trump-like fans and some legitimate fans. I'm not going to hold them. There are some legitimate Max Verstappen fans, but yeah. So let's see if we can find this right here. Because if you want to say, you want to say that, so we're going to try to go back to 2000 and okay, bro, here we go right here. This is the type of shit I'm talking about. Mechanic. Look at this, bro. This is Lewis Hamilton's contract in 2012 when Schumacher had a contract that was like $11 million. Lewis Hamilton's contract was $20 million. Lewis Hamilton in the same year as Schumacher made double the money, bro. He made double the money. So even you can rule out inflation. You just saw it. 2012, Lewis Hamilton made $20.4 million, while Schumacher was stuck at like 11 million. Bro, come on. Come on, man. Come on, we got to stop this. You want to go to 2011? Go to 2011. Still, while Schumacher only made 10 million, Lewis Hamilton capped off at 13.9. So he still was making more money than Schumacher. In the same year, Schumacher was still active in racing. 2010, 21 million. This is what I'm saying. Lewis Hamilton made more money than Schumacher in 3 seasons and 2 seasons before he became what he is right now. That's what I'm saying, bro. You got the numbers add up and the numbers say no. Jay, don't forget how much money Lewis is bringing in the, thank you, 083, marketing and promotion. When Lewis retires, F1 is going to feel it. Yes, this is just the truth, man. So you can't get mad. I just showed you real numbers, bro. So you can't even add inflation now because I just showed you numbers where they were in the same season, same year. Lewis Hamilton made more money than Schumacher, double the money, as a matter of fact, and made in 2 seasons what he made in 3. And in 1 season, he could have made it. Don't even talk about Lewis Hamilton contract. Lewis Hamilton contract right now. I'll show you that. I'll show you Lewis Hamilton's contracts right now. We can look at that, bro. The money is serious, bro. Look at this. Lewis Hamilton, signing bonus. This is his signing, $44 million. We talking about, bro, the money is going to be crazy for Lewis Hamilton. Look at this, bro, right here. This is what, $66.5 million, bro. $66.5 million. Are you shitting me? Lewis Hamilton's one contract probably tallies up to Schumacher's contract in all the seasons he was actually in Formula One. I mean, I'm probably exaggerating a bit when I say that, but if you add this one and this one, you're talking about damn near $100 million just right there. $104 million. $104 million. Look at the contract term in 2 years. $133 million. Bro, it ain't even, it's not a competition. It's not a competition because it's too far out their reach. This is why the sheer lunacy and bad business of Merck to not give Sir Lewis Hamilton what he asked for. They cut off their nose to spite their faces. Bro, you ain't never lying. Mercedes messed up. They messed up. Hey, it's just numbers don't lie. Sometimes they might be recorded slightly wrong, but they ain't far off. So, yeah, Lewis Hamilton for sure is the most marketable athlete in motorsports because you could probably go to any motorsports and ask about Lewis Hamilton and somebody's going to know. I got kids at the track that my daughter association we race in, and they have Lewis Hamilton on their helmet. And I'm talking about white, black, Hispanic, Brazilian, Puerto Rican, Lewis Hamilton helmets. Lewis Hamilton name on their helmets. Some of them trying to get Lewis Hamilton liveries because we talked about it. Some of them, although they like Max Verstappen, still say Lewis is their favorite driver. I got one kid who Max Verstappen's his favorite driver, and guess what? He ain't racing right now because his attitude sucks. His attitude sucks. So maybe you got to change your role models. Just keeping it a buck. Awesome kid, though. Awesome kid. But I'm just saying, sometimes you also have to watch who your kids look to for enlightenment or look to for motivation, inspiration, because they can be grabbing the wrong energy. If a kid is looking at Max Verstappen like he's the best driver and they trying to drive like him, a lot of parents at the track are mad because their kids are getting ran off the road intentionally way too many times. He's just not that. A lot of people complain and cry. A lot of people have a lot of negative things to say because that's Max Verstappen. He negative. So a lot of his fans going to be negative. A lot of his fans going to say racist stuff. A lot of his fans going to talk crazy. A lot of his fans going to use the Lulu term, all that crap. A lot of his fans going to do that because that's what Max Verstappen do. That's the birds of a feather flock together. I showed you all before. We looked it up on Google. How much has Max Verstappen did in community? How many charities or volunteer work has he done? How many kids he worked with? Black communities has he been into? We didn't damn near find nothing but pictures of Max Verstappen and him as a kid with his dad who's damn assaulted other people and damn near try to run his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend over with the car, vehicular manslaughter, damn near murder charges, attempted murder charges. So I'm just saying, that ain't marketable. That's not marketable. Nobody wants their kids to be like, oh, unless you just a straight lunatic. No, that ain't selling. That's not hot. So it is what it is. Ollie Berman, 101, probably coming up next season as he's going to be on the grid himself. I expect for his numbers to come up. I do expect for Sainz's numbers to go down unless he does something phenomenal with Williams. I expect for Russell numbers to be in question depending on how Antonelli does. I expect for Piastri's numbers to probably come up if he improves next season and Lando looks like he starts choking toward the end of the season. I think you're going to see a lot of internal fans of McLaren start gravitating toward Piastri as future prospect and hope. I think a lot of people are going to start kind of pulling back on Lando Norris because right now he's already given them reason for question his ability on the track as a dog to race against Max Verstappen. If you're going to race against Max Verstappen, you got to be strong, you got to hold your ground, you got to be bold. Max Verstappen, I look for his numbers to decrease next season too, because I don't think he's going to be as formidable as he was in the early part of the season because he's not as formidable right now. All right? There's been a lot of false promises on Max Verstappen as well because y'all said he could do a lot in a car that was failing, and he ain't even doing a lot in a car that got cheat codes. Consider the ridiculous inflation through years. Yeah, you could consider that, but when we look at contract Jefferson in the same year, there's no inflation to try to offset that. Those contracts in the same year, we show it, 2012, 2011, those contracts in the same year, that's money for money. So there ain't no inflation on that. Lewis Hamilton was doing more and making more than Schumacher then. So there ain't no inflation on that. Then if you want to go into what Lewis is doing now, even dollar for dollar, you could take inflation out. It was going to be the same. Lewis Hamilton is going to be ahead of Schumacher. He's going to be ahead of Alonso. He just is. Y'all got a picture. I bet more of y'all got Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes merch in your drawers, in your home, on your shelf, on your keychain, on your key ring, and probably your profile pictures or whatever you say, than you do Schumacher, Alonso, and Max Verstappen tied together. That's just who Lewis Hamilton has deserved and earned the right to be. I understand some things I question him on as far as bending when he shouldn't, or being the nice guy that he is when he may need to be a little bad sometimes. But also that's what makes him more great in those situations, because he knows how to navigate that. He's been in these situations and he understands the backlash, and he understands what's gonna keep him even, what's gonna keep him positive. I think Lewis Hamilton does not like to involve himself in a lot of those things because he doesn't want to get dirty. He doesn't want to lay down with the pigs. I think that's what it is. Max Verstappen, he is what he is. He going to exploit rules to race unfairly and run your ass off track, and then the FIA come back and say, well, just because you were a little bit ahead at the apex, your dive bombed in there, but the rules are the rules. You can push that guy as far off track as you want to, Max. No penalty for you, buddy. Come on, rules got to be redone. Or you all in the FIA, you got to hold true to what you said, because you said you're going to start looking at these rules. You're going to start implementing them a little bit better. You're going to have more discretion about things that just clearly uncut were not going to be acceptable, and you accept them when it's Max Verstappen and you don't when it's other drivers. Okay, because if that's the case, I'm going to tell y'all something else. A lot of Max fans that came in here and started trying to defend Max about this weekend with Lando, then I guess that means you against Max back in Silverstone with Lewis Hamilton. That's what I mean. Y'all contradict the shit out of yourself when y'all want to try to be the letter of the law. Then you go back to there and be like, oh, well, what happened here? Oh, well, nothing, my ass. You look crazy. Mechanic Mercedes says, bro, you see why I say the list is biased? No, I don't see why the list is biased. I think the list is actually accurate. To me, I think it's closer to accurate than biased, honestly. I mean, it should be without a doubt that Lewis Hamilton going to be the top, because we know everything he do, and his name's everywhere. Have you seen Max Verstappen at an NFL game or part NFL owner? Have you seen Max Verstappen launch a alcoholic liquor? Have you seen Max Verstappen with several fashion designers? You seen Max Verstappen at Met Gala? You seen Max Verstappen in New York with different shoes? You seen Max? No, you ain't seen Max. You seen Max Verstappen with a song? No, you see Max Verstappen drive on track and go drive to sim. The only reason he's above Charles Leclerc by 2 digits is because he's current champ. If Leclerc wins 1 championship, he'll surpass Max Verstappen next year without a doubt, or whatever year that is. Charles Leclerc will surpass Max Verstappen like that if he wins a championship. Max Verstappen is not that marketable. That's why he's only 2 digits above Leclerc, who has no championships, and 6 digits above Norris, who clearly has no championships, and several digits behind Lewis Hamilton, who has 7 world titles. And a lot of people debate 8, 9 because of, we know, illegal action by BMW. We know the situation with the engine that, we know. And the same person you talk, bro, I want to say something else. The same person you trying to say Alonso being more marketable, this is the same guy who was trying to pay mechanics to sabotage Lewis Hamilton's car in the other garage, bro. Alonso's the same guy who held Lewis up in the pits, his teammate, to keep him from qualifying. And this the guy you say you're going to go out and buy his merchandise. So you're going to go out and buy somebody's merchandise who said different tones of things about Lewis Hamilton on a podcast, about him being funny. You're going to go out and buy Alonso's merchandise, whose home race, they did blackface, and I don't remember Alonso speaking up against that. You're going to go out and buy the merchandise of somebody who is known to be part of a scandal in Formula One with the crash gate. You're going to buy somebody's merchandise that does that, who's tried to pay mechanics to sabotage Lewis Hamilton's car. That's the dude you're going to go put money in his pocket. Mechanic Mercedes, I don't think you're going to do that, bro. I really don't think you would do that. I think You take all that in consideration, I don't think you're doing that. You're not going to put money in Alonso's pocket knowing the type of person and what he's done. If you do that, then I guess that's okay. Okay, cool. The God PD says, salute Wolfpack. Absolutely disrespectful. Merc didn't give Lewis ambassador role, just blatant disrespect. I agree with you. Third super chat, big shout out to you. Oh yeah, y'all remember, all super chat names are going in for this next spin. This is the next Lewis Hamilton collector's item, certified by PSA, Gem Mint 10, that is up for grabs. Every time you do a super chat, your name goes onto the wheel to win that. Yeah, Mechanic Mercedes, come on. Are you doing that? Are you doing that? Are you going to buy the merch of somebody with that type of character and reputation? Jefferson, Lewis Hamilton owns one of the most famous. I forgot about that. The vegan burger. Jefferson, bro. It just goes on, doesn't it? It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It just goes on and on. This is why he's the most marketable, revenue-generating person in motorsports. The list goes on. Jefferson, I forgot all about the food industry, bro. Come on, y'all. Just come on. Just think about it. Just think about it a little bit. But all right, y'all, listen. That's it. Lewis Hamilton's more marketable. Max Verstappen is not. But just because he holds 3 titles, he's going to be there. But he is far from Lewis Hamilton. He is not helping his case in the debate of being a GOAT. And, yeah, that's just what it is. So big shout out to Lewis Hamilton for being awarded that again, because it's not his first time. And I hope that his trip to Ferrari is actually a good one, because they still got a lot to prove. All right. So with that being said, Wolfpack Performance, I'm out. Peace and love.